So just gone by was Emmanuel Ejeria for bringing us business there, but still on business. Economist Eric Osesibe is predicting tougher economic times in the year ahead. Now, Dr. Osesibe says some wrong decisions taken this year will have an adverse effect on investor confidence in 2016. Now, reviewing Ghana's economic performance in 2015, Dr. Osesibe described this year as a challenging economic year.
The year 2015, as you rightly pointed out, has been a very challenging year. The year has gone through some ups and downs, but mostly downs. You've realized that the budget that was read for the year was anchored on the IMF program as well as government homegrown policies. And these are all macro or monetary tightening policies as well as fiscal tightening policy, because the aim was to achieve fiscal consolidation, bringing about 3-year running double-digit budget deficit to a single digit, and then also trying to bring inflation down. And this will mean that having more tightening or stringent policies in order to be achieved that. In the process, it has had a very negative impact on the economy. Because you look at the real sectors of the economy, growth was actually, well, it was a little bit above target of 3.5. We are looking at achieving growth of 4.01. But then you need to look at what is actually driving the growth, because the two key sectors of the economy, the agricultural sector as well as the manufacturing sector, did not perform too well, to the extent that manufacturing sector growing at a negative rate and all that.
I think the agri sector also grew.
Yes, very marginally, just about 0.04%, and that is not good enough, judging from the fact that the majority of our workforce actually work within that area, and the rural folks, the rural population depend on the agriculture. So one would expect that these sectors would have grown more because it's more inclusive. It employs the greater majority of the people. Yes, and then also you look at the macroeconomic indicators. Despite the fiscal consolidation, the macroeconomic tightening, the monetary policy tightening by the central bank, and then also fiscal tightening by the central government, you realize that the macroeconomic indicators did not actually respond that much. Inflation remains very high, even rising to about 17.4%. Interest rates is one of the highest in the West African region, if not the whole of Africa. The cedi continues to depreciate, although it has, getting to the latter part of the year, it has stabilized relatively, unlike the same time last year or the year before. But the indicators do not look too good.
Well, forecasting into the year ahead, Dr. Osesibe said the Ghanaian economy could get back on track, but that will be if the energy crisis is resolved soon.
Well, I don't think it will be very much different from this year. It may even be tougher going into 2016. Like I mentioned, I mean, investments are likely to be delayed. People or potential investors are likely to sit on the fence, to have wait and see attitude to see what is likely to happen in the election year. And so that can have a negative impact on the economy. Government is likely to spend more, although we have IMF, standing by looking. History has it that in almost all election years, government spend more. So we may have government spending more, although that can stimulate the economy, but that will also have a negative ripple effect on the economy. That's if we're going to have the energy situation resolved, that will be an upside risk to the economy. That could turn things around. If it stabilizes and it becomes much more reliable, that in itself could attract more investment to the economy. But if that is not done, and we still have the erratic supply of energy as we've had in the last 3 or 4 years, then even the growth rate that has been projected for the year, I don't think it can be realized. It's not going to be realized in any way. And also, if you look at this year, the factors that actually drove growth, it was mainly the industrial sector, which was the construction sector, which actually grew by 30%. You know. The construction sector's growth in the past has been very inconsistent. The previous year's growth was not even up to 2%. Last year was 30%. Now, what is the guarantee that 2016 it will be the same 30%? And so it's the growth in 2016 is still very volatile. The downside risk is very high. The oil prices don't seem to be picking up. It's still very low. Cocoa prices, gold prices are not performing too well.
Wow, quite a forecast there. It doesn't look like the picture really looks good as we move into next year. But let's see how it goes, and let's hope for the best. But just before we go, police in the Volta region are on the manhunt for 3 suspects behind an attempt to import several cartons of ammunition into Ghana from neighboring Togo. Now, the Aflao Customs Division has intercepted a large amount of shotgun cartridges packed in a compartment created beneath a Nigerian-registered cargo truck. The cargo truck containing the packed shotgun cartridges with registration number KTU 444D Lagos was intercepted at the Poglo barrier between Denu and George on Sunday. About 99,000 pieces of shotgun cartridges were confiscated, coupled with some 56 parcels of a suspected Indian hemp and cosmetics. Now, during interrogation, the SEBS officers realized a fictitious compartment was created beneath the truck, hence decided to force it open. The occupants of the truck are still at large. And that's how we wrap up News Desk here on Joy News Multi TV. My name is Kwabena Chenchen Heneboati. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Up next, Joy News Interactive with Benis Abubaidu. Have a good morning.